Now we're gonna get to the physical side. First of all, if someone's doing that, kick him out. Kick him out. Yeah, I thought that was so silly and funny, but guess who needed to use it? This girl. Hello, welcome to my channel. I'd really like to just dive right into this video, but before I do, I want to say I am not a medical professional. Please consult your doctor, your OB, consult them before trying or doing anything new. Also, I would like to add, this way is not better than any other forms of birth and vice versa. And no matter how you give birth, you freaking did the ding dang thing, okay? Let's get into the video. I looked into the camera and my other throw pillow wasn't right here. Yeah. Anyone can do this. Anyone can have a natural unmedicated labor and delivery. Like anything, like any goal, you need to prepare for it. Same thing goes for labor and delivery. If you are not prepared, it's going to be a lot harder than if you are. If you've given birth in general, you know that it is a lot mental. If you're stressed, if you're nervous, if you have anxiety, it can make the situation a little bit worse, or a little bit more uncomfortable than if you are in a good mental space. You know what I mean? And so these are just things that I did to help prepare me for my labor and delivery. The first one I have is I can and I am statements. I know that sounds so cheesy, but it is so true. If you are telling yourself mentally, I can push this baby out, I can have a successful natural birth, I am capable, I am able to handle this pain, you're going to like rewire your brain into thinking, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can freaking do this. And honestly, the same thing goes for your birthing team. They need to be feeding you positive, you can, you are statements. Because if you are in this headspace of, you know, I am able to do this, I can do this, but you have someone in your space saying, you know what, maybe that's too painful. It's not gonna be good for you. You're gonna start doubting yourself and be like, maybe they're right, you know? So first of all, if someone's doing that, kick him out. Kick him out. You need everyone on your side, okay? So I can, I am statements. Number two, research. And you need to research different laboring positions. A big thing is your specific hospital. Do they allow certain things? What are the things that they do and don't allow the mother to do? Visualizing. You need to visualize yourself in that space. How do you want your birth and your labor to go? Do you see yourself using the yoga ball? Do you see yourself with your birth partner and your birth partners helping you through it? Are there candles lit? You know what I mean? Like just the scene. How can you visualize yourself and what's going to help you through this? Can you visualize yourself going through the contractions, going through the movements, and birthing your baby? Birthing classes. This goes again with research. We were first-time parents when we had our daughter, so we wanted to take a birthing class. I feel like that's just fun too. It's like a fun milestone, you know? Like, once you have one kid, there's really no point in going to a birthing class because you're like, I've already done this, I know what happens. But when you've never done it before, there are some, like, you know, helpful information. Some of it's just like basic common knowledge, like common sense. But you do learn a lot there. That's actually where my husband and I learned counter pressure and how he specifically can help me throughout labor, which counter pressure helped me so much. I'll touch up on that later in the video. But yeah, taking a birthing class, I highly recommend. I think it's worth it. And then the last for mental, prayer. For me personally, I think praying is so powerful and so strong, and the Lord can help you through anything that you want to do, and especially when you are going through something so intimate as giving birth to your child. I think prayer is a huge, huge thing. My husband and I can't even tell you how many times we prayed. We were like, Lord, just please help us through this. But if you're not religious, then you can meditate, do whatever you want. Just, you know, get into the zone, if you will, throughout labor. Next section, physical. Now we're gonna get to the physical side. Because as much as birth and labor is mental, a good chunk of that's mental, the rest of the chunk is physical. You're going to be pushing out a human, okay? So you need to prepare yourself not only mentally, but physically. So let's get into it. Number one, this is what helped me going to the gym. Now this is very broad. Before I gave birth and before I got pregnant, I was a consistent gym goer. I lifted, I would do stair steppers. I was very consistent inside the gym. So I wanted to continue to do that throughout my pregnancy as much as I could, all the way up until birth. Now, you don't have to go to the gym. Just exercising, keeping yourself healthy and moving is going to benefit you so much. Going to build your stamina. Being physical is going to help you in the long run during labor. Now, if you're a first-time parent, you're a first-time mom, you've never given birth before, it can take a long time. It can take hours. I think my full labor and delivery was 14 hours long. Yeah, 14. Some women, it takes a whole day. Do you know what I mean? So you want to be physically ready for that. Doesn't have to be at the gym. You can go for walks around the park. You can walk on the treadmill. Just moving, getting your body active is going to help you so much. Just staying physical, taking care of your body, make sure you're moving is going to help you. But even if you do decide to get an epidural, no matter how you birth or even a C-section, making sure you are taking care of yourself, it's going to help you. And not only during labor and delivery, but also postpartum. It's going to help you throughout everything. Breath work. So, you ever seen those videos of the moms going like, yeah, I thought that was so silly and funny, but guess who needed to use it? This girl. Being able to control your breath is everything when you are trying to labor unmedicated. These contractions are painful, but to be able to control that and to move that pain into work, it's going to benefit you so much. Some breathing techniques I used, and just honestly, I guess this is breathing. If there was a hard contraction, I go, or you go, and you can, you know, speed it up, slow it down. But those things really helped me be able to take control of my body, especially when I was in so much pain. I'm like, oh, I just want to go crazy. That helps you really dial in and focus through the pain to be able to get through to the next contraction. Kind of just control. It controls it so you don't kind of spiral. Breath work. Look into it. Next, partner pain reliefs. I kind of talked about that a little bit. Counter pressure. That was the biggest thing for me, was counter pressure. My husband, bless his soul, he was up that entire time pressing on my hips, rubbing my back, doing whatever, like holding me up so I didn't have to hold myself up. If you're going to be laboring with a partner, I highly suggest counter pressure, but if you are going for it alone or you don't have family or friends to be there with you, you can ask your nurses. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to help you to a certain degree in some way. Okay, hip stretches. Being able to really open up your hips is going to help a ton. I don't know if this position has a specific name, but when I was laboring, when I was like in the thick of it, having my legs open and just, you know, bearing down, like widening my hips, that's gonna help you a ton. That's gonna help baby move down. So yeah, hip stretches. That's the end for the physical, like preparing physically, but I do have some side notes. So the first one, code word. Now, I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but even before I went into labor, I told my husband, I was like, babe, we're gonna have a code word, and I don't want you to, first of all, I don't want you to mention the word epidural. I don't want to get an epidural. Don't even mention it. But if I am in so much pain, if I truly don't think I can handle it anymore, if I've pushed my body as much as it can be pushed, I'm going to say this code word. Thankfully, I didn't have to use the code word. But your birth team needs to know your code word, because when you're in the thick of contractions and you're in pain, you're gonna maybe say some things like, I can't do this. You're going to say, especially during transition, this is usually the time period where mom's like, hey, I really can't do this. And I honestly, when I was laboring, I was getting to that point. I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is so painful. But I did not say the code word. This is going to be helpful for your team to know that, okay, she's serious, she wants the epidural, or she can't take it anymore. Because if you're saying things like, I can't do this, they can help encourage you. They can be like, no, you can do this, you got this. But if you have a specific word that's saying, hey, listen, I'm not doing this anymore, that's gonna let them know that, okay, she's serious. And then again with birth teams, a supportive birth team. You want everyone in that room, in that labor and delivery room, on your side. If you have someone that's like, let's say, against a natural birth or an unmedicated birth, and you think that that person is going to hinder your progress, because if not everyone in your team is on the same page as you, that can stress you out, that can slow down labor, that can do a lot of things. So you want to make sure that whoever's in the room with you is on your side and on your same page. That includes, you know, like your husband, your boyfriend, your whoever, family members, your nurses. Make sure everyone in that room is on your team. And if they're not on your team, tell your nurses. Or if it's a nurse that you're having issues with, fire that nurse. Ask for a different nurse. This is all about you and baby. So whatever is going to make you more comfortable and help you progress, that's what you need to do. And then lastly, I feel like this is a huge one, is be open to change. I'm not going to lie. When I first found out I was pregnant, I knew that I was going to do a natural, unmedicated delivery and labor. That's what I wanted to do. There was this program here at my hospital specifically dedicated to natural births, which just means there's no interventions, you're not getting an epidural, things like that. And obviously in that room, like if something were to happen, there was an emergency or you wanted an epidural, you could go to a different room. But this room was for those women that wanted to do it naturally. So I was stoked to do that. I was like, yes, this is gonna be amazing. And then boom, I found out I had preeclampsia. And this was very sudden, very unexpected. I had a very healthy pregnancy all the way up until like 36, 38 weeks pregnant, when my blood pressure started to rise. And so in my brain, because it was so last minute, I was so set on my original plan that when I found out I had to be induced, it completely just like, I was really honestly not prepared at all, which I should have been. And obviously I was more open to it because it was for the fact that this was going to possibly save my life and my baby's life. If I didn't get induced, who knows what would have happened or what could have happened, because preeclampsia is a very serious thing. And so I needed to be open to change that plan, especially if you want to have a natural labor and unmedicated labor. Sometimes it's not going to go the way you envision. I feel like all birth plans aren't going to go to the T exactly what you want. So you need to have an open mind about things that might happen or could happen that are going to benefit you and baby. Or even, let's say you were aiming for a natural birth, you were so close, let's say you got to like 8 centimeters, but then you just you're tired, you're dehydrated, you just don't have any energy and you want the epidural. That's totally fine. It's okay to change your mind, because birth isn't going to be something that is going to just go exactly how you want it. So just be open to that change, because I'm sure, I can almost guarantee that there is going to be some sort of change of plans during your pregnancy and your labor and delivery. Oh my gosh, okay, I think we got through everything. Yeah, the biggest things. Preparing yourself mentally, huge. Telling yourself you can do it. You can bring pictures maybe of your ultrasound of your baby to motivate you. Maybe light some candles, essential oils. There's so many different things that you can do to help prepare yourself mentally. Physically, get out, go for walks, go lift some weights, do whatever you need to do. Stretch, yoga, that's amazing. Do whatever you need to do to keep your body ready and prepared to go through labor and handle those contractions and push. And then just having supportive people around you who want to see you succeed, who want you to reach your goal. It is achievable, you can do it. And if you are pregnant right now watching this, or you're about to deliver your baby, I hope this advice, these tips, these tricks will help you, or at least gave you a little bit of insight on what you could be doing to help prepare yourself. It's never too late to start doing these things. So yeah, that is all I have for you. Please comment how far along you are, if you're even pregnant, why you're watching this, why you're interested in this. I know I used to watch videos like this before I even was pregnant or was even planning to get pregnant. I just find it interesting, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you do too. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope this helped. Congratulations if you're pregnant. Good luck if you're about to deliver. Bye.